hello. I am Matthew Gordon, Graduate Director of the Digital Xpressions Lab, and we are here, my staff and myself are here to talk about, and I'm double checking my name here, Keijiro's AI Command for ChatGPT. Integration with Unity Editor is such a catchy name, but I saw this through... Where did I see this first? Posted by Ajit Jiaokar, and then I just started seeing it everywhere. I saw it on TikTok, I saw it on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff. People reposting the video. So I mean, this is the link to it will be in the description to the GitHub to download this. It was a pretty quick and easy process, and it just creates this command prompt in Unity where you can use natural language to ping ChatGPT and create assets and for all intents and purposes, make things happen within your Unity scene. So we're going to be chatting a little bit about that from our perspective as graduate students, writers, people who've made games. So really quick, if everyone wants to introduce themselves with your discipline.
Yeah, I'm Dejanay Robinson. I'm a second year MFA student here studying fiction.
Andrew Primus, first year MFA student here, also studying fiction.
And I'm Renee, fourth year student, undergraduate, studying computer science and animation.
And that diverse skill set is what sets the Southern Illinois University Digital Xpressions Lab staff apart from other research labs, especially working in AI. So why don't we make a thing happen? Because I understand that...
Yeah, I'd love
Let's
to.
go.
Like, I understand the trick behind it now, but like it's still so exciting to happen.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
whatever you think.
And I'll just talk while Renee's
Yeah,
prompting.
please.
You know, as a storyteller, I have no experience with coding. The most coding experience I have had is when I had like a virtual game called Swinky, and
Yeah.
I did some code where I put like music on my profile and some pictures. That's it. That's the only code experience I have. So having this AI chat command is super cool. There is a learning curve. I realized that when I tried to prompt it, that I have to have an understanding of Unity, first of all, and some understanding of code itself. And I don't have that yet. I think it's attainable. I think once I get that knowledge, I can easily understand where code should go if there's an error, and how to understand that error. And first of all, how to make shapes. I couldn't make a sword because
Naturally, the first thing you try.
Yeah.
Right?
because as Matt said, but you said that there's just it just doesn't know how to do that, but it does know how to make a cube. There's references for that, so I made a cube.
Yeah. And you know, we were really excited, and a lot of the like language I've seen around it has been that kind of like head in the clouds excitement of like, oh my god, this can suddenly do... Well, no, it's kind of like the roughest version. Keijiro released it, and like on the GitHub, it's like, this is barely a proof of concept. Doesn't even really work. Like, I know I'm just releasing the tool. And so things like a sword or whatever you want to describe in natural language, it's still having trouble figuring out. So what we've figured out by just poking around with the AI command prompt is that our queries in the command window prompt ChatGPT. So you need an API key with OpenAI, so you need an account, and you know, you're charging just like every ChatGPT query charges your account. And what it does, that little oh my god, dude, code file? Is that the right way to describe it? This is like my... I've outed myself this quickly.
Your exact limit.
It creates a piece of code in your Unity game assets with the instructions of what to create in the hierarchy, be it cubes at random points. So when it's creating that code to give Unity a command that it then executes, something like a sword will give you a reference error, being that it just doesn't have any frame of reference for a sword in particular. The next thing we want to try, though, is if we integrate an asset like a 3D model and we label it sword with nothing else. Would the AI command be able to reference that asset we've imported into game, things like audio files and other things?
And honestly, once I gain that knowledge and
Yeah.
once this becomes a little more advanced, I can't wait to make a video game.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It just seems like it really closes the gap between, and which is what I've noticed with AI almost entirely. It's like you want to make a game, you're not going to learn how to make an entire game, but if you learn how to do this, you're basically right there. So
Yeah.
and I also love how it, like, for example, like the sword thing. I love how like, because I couldn't like tell you what a sword is. I guess like, I know what a sword is, but like trying to explain it to an AI is like trying to explain it to a child who also knows more than you. It's such like an interesting area.
But that also reinforces something we've been saying in this lab a lot, that natural language prompting for AI is really the domain of writers.
Yeah.
People who know how to communicate effectively and can work with a model that does not always exactly, as we can see here, right, follow your instructions to a T, right? It's kind of a gray area of accepting your direct command. But yeah, it really shortens the gap. Like for us as writers, I've spent 4 years banging around with Unity and Unreal, and the things I've made are not sophisticated by any means, but I've been able to successfully make games as a part of our course direction. But a tool like this would let us get like first years just in the door that have only written prose fiction and say, all right, really just taking the technical issue out of making a game, right? It's like this democratization of being able to make video games, right? Because you don't need all the technical information of the modeling, the coding, the even just knowing terminology, right? Like Dejeuner you ran into, like that just can go out the window with very little adjustment to what's going on here.
I'm excited to learn this process.
Yeah.
This software.
I'm also
absolutely.
excited. I can't wait to make a game.
Yeah.
That's what I want to
Just
do for me.
No, it's a good proof of concept.
Yeah.
And like it's for all of us, I think it'll be something to keep an eye on. Generative AI integrated into software that's not just like Microsoft Word, but it is something we actually struggle with, like Unity. Well, thank you.